Welcome back everybody to Altcoin Daily. My name is Aaron. In today's video, we're covering recent cryptocurrency news. This is a video you don't want to miss. Like the video, support the channel, and let's get to it. Top story of the day, the main focus of today's video. Rumors of a bear market are vastly exaggerated. Whales have been buying Bitcoin like crazy, and we have on-chain data to prove this. So whales, if you don't know, it's clusters of wallets from the same entity, when combined together, equal over 1,000 Bitcoin. So these are hedge funds. These are high net worth individuals. These are institutions. And if you look at the chart, whales are even more bullish on Bitcoin this cycle than whales in the last cycle. I mean, as Willy Woo says, whales in 2019 are smarter money than whales in 2014. The pullback is a bear trap. We're in the disbelief phase of the cryptocurrency cycle. I mean, we've just witnessed several higher highs at the tail end of a 2-year bear market. Most of you guys are still in bear market mentality, expecting breaks to the downside. The real fun begins after this pullback. And if we're no longer in a bear market, as this person is suggesting, then really all surprises will lead to the upside. So we're in the disbelief stage right now. Everybody's thinking this is a suckers rally. Everybody's thinking this rally will fail like the others. But if we are here, it will break to the upside. Let's move on. As if you needed more bullish news on Bitcoin, check this out. So if you watched our video from yesterday, we talked about one of the reasons that Bitcoin dropped 20% in the past few days is because miners took some profits. Well, new data is in, and it suggests that miners are continuing to mine Bitcoin harder than ever before. Struggling Bitcoin sets a new all-time high hash record. In Bitcoin we trust, says miners unfazed by the market. Bitcoin's price decreased by $2,000 in the past few days, yet the network's hash rate has set a new all-time high, breaking the 150 terahash plateau for the first time in its history. Terahash, rather, whatever TH stands for. Hash rate is a key indicator when determining the health of Bitcoin's network. It represents the amount of global hash power dedicated to mining the coin. It can also be interpreted as the amount of energy that protects the network from potential 51% attacks. The overall economic uncertainty may be another factor that is forcing more companies and individuals to allocate resources to Bitcoin mining, an activity that is often viewed as a hedge against traditional markets. Is Bitcoin a hedge? Well, according to on-chain expert Willy Woo, many look at Bitcoin's price and doubt it's a hedge, while high net worth individuals and funds certainly consider it to be a true hedge, betting on that with real money. Since the latest round of US dollar money supply expansion, whale entities have increased their holdings of Bitcoin remarkably. And this is just another way to look at the data. Since the US has been printing more money, whales have been getting into Bitcoin. Moving on, guys. If you're getting value in this video, give it a like, give it a share. I want to move on to some DeFi stuff and general news in a second, but let's continue with this. Bitcoin versus the S&P. This is another interesting way to look at the data. If you invested $100 in the S&P 500 versus Bitcoin, both at the beginning of the year, both when we had the Corona sell-off, Bitcoin would be a much better investment. Even though it's been unbelievable how the S&P has continued to go up, Bitcoin has been an even better investment. So you can't kick the can down the road forever. So the S&P 500 is not going to go up forever. If you remember this video we put out 3 weeks ago, one of our most popular videos to date. If you haven't watched this video, watch it, because ex-Prudential CEO told Reuters that because you can't keep kicking the can down the road forever, that's why he sees that money is going to be flowing in to things like gold and things like Bitcoin, because stuff like this is going to continue to happen. Tesla shares close 21% down today. 21% is a big deal in the stock market. This is the largest stock drop ever for this company. So far, over $100 billion have been erased from Tesla's valuation over the past several days. This is just the beginning. So again, if you haven't watched this video, make sure you watch it. This analyst suggests that money is going to flow into Bitcoin. Don't worry about the dip. Big picture looks awesome. Big picture looks awesome. And speaking about Bitcoin as a correlated hedge like gold, Bitcoin's correlation with gold hits a record high. Bitcoin is now more closely tied to safe haven gold than ever, possibly bringing the cryptocurrency greater resilience to risk aversion in traditional markets. I think so. The positive correlation has strengthened sharply since the beginning of July as the US dollar started taking a beating against other major currencies, and you can see that right here. Let's move on to some other news. Obviously, in our opinion, Bitcoin is a great investment. We talked about Bitcoin. Let's get on to some other stuff. I know everybody wants to hear about Sushi. Everybody wants to hear about Walmart and Binance and DeFi. But let's start here with MasterCard releases platform enabling central bank to test digital currencies. Payment giant MasterCard has released a platform that allows central banks to test how proposed central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, would work in real life. You can read more about this yourself. I wanted to talk about this in the context that a podcast guest on Joe Rogan talked about this on the Joe Rogan Experience just yesterday, podcast 1533. It was the first podcast in the news studio. They talked about Bitcoin yesterday on Joe Rogan. The guest said Silicon Valley is competing with the Federal Reserve to be your bank. That's when they control you. The apocalypse is coming. You're going to need a Bitcoin. And the guest talked about Andreas Antonopoulos and Max Kaiser by name, bullish for Bitcoin. He said a lot of right things. This is the guest right here. This is the new studio. You can watch the full clip yourself. It's always a problem showing clips for us from Joe Rogan on YouTube since he keeps his content so tightly locked. I'd have to put a bunch of stuff over the image. So just seek this out yourself. I think Joe Rogan is going to have a Bitcoin episode sometime soon. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about this. Glassnode report suggests that the fair value of sushi is actually just 31 cents. And I'm going to tell you why. Research into sushi prices and economics indicate it is still overvalued and unlikely to reach its all-time high ever again. And this is Sushi Swap, Sushi token right now at $2.97. Its all-time high was over $10. According to Glassnode, the rate of inflation is the primary issue that should be addressed when assessing Sushi's valuation. Inflation has been incorporated into the system by design in order to encourage people to actively provide liquidity. Investors should be aware anybody holding Sushi without providing liquidity will be diluted. A 0.05 buyback reward generated from trading volumes if you provide liquidity is used to distribute newly minted tokens back to existing hodlers. Therefore, a certain amount of daily trading volume must be sustained to maintain a given price. Using this chart, the report suggests that without insanely high volumes, a sushi price above $10 is preposterous and unstable. So Sushi works, and a lot of these DeFi tokens, they work differently than a lot of the proof-of-work coins that we're all used to, like Bitcoin, Litecoin, Monero, in that they keep, part of their protocol is they keep issuing more of the supply if you have governance tokens, if you're providing liquidity. And so that's not to suggest that if if you're still farming the yield, now we're getting into some heavy buzzwords, you can still make money being a sushi holder, but is it going to get back to $10? According to this report, it is not. So wanted to bring this to your attention. Stuff like this, totally different from, other coins that we're more used to. And to put another point in this, DeFi protocol Linear Finance raises $1.8 million in seed round. Decentralized finance protocol Linear Finance announced the completion of a $1.8 million seed round Wednesday. The funding will go towards accelerating the development of Linear's testnet and mainnet, as well as promoting marketing its platform, the protocols team said in a press release. So it's just, these are like a little tech stock, totally different. These DeFi, yet they have, investors, VC funding behind them. Well, it can't be that decentralized, right? But that's kind of the world we're in right now with cryptocurrency. There's truly decentralized things, Bitcoin being the most, and then there's varying degrees of centralization. Anyways, that is it for me today, my friends. My name is Aaron. See you tomorrow.